This is Capital Showdown, and it really is now showdown time with just about 3 days to go, or 4 days to go, before Delhi goes to the polls. And we have an expert panel which will take us through all the details of our poll. Let me introduce them. To my right, Manisha Priyam, political analyst and someone who's tracked Delhi for us and is perhaps the foremost analyst on this part of the country. Seshadri Chari of the Bharatiya Janata Party, wearing his hat as a political analyst now. But of course, with his preferences very clear. Dr. Surjit Bhalla, economist and someone who's tracked polls now for more than 2 decades. Appreciate your joining us. To my left, Javed Ansari, the National Affairs Editor here at Headlines Today. Also with us, Manini Chatterjee of The Telegraph, their National Affairs Editor here in the capital. Dhananjay Joshi, who if the poll is right, gets all the, if the poll is wrong, gets all the blame. He's of Cicero. He is Cicero himself. If the poll is right, I take all the credit. So that's the way we are going to work. Very simply, the pollster gets all the blame when things go wrong. Also joining us and making his debut really as a political analyst is from Mumbai, someone who was at one time with the Aam Aadmi Party in a way, now is seen to be looking also at Narendra Modi very closely. Chetan Bhagat, best-selling author, joins me, also a Delhi wala. Appreciate your joining us, Chetan. We'll come back to all of you in a moment. Let me though first bring you the methodology of our polls. But before that, why is this battle for Delhi so important? What is at stake? Just a few facts. Politically, lightweight stake. Just about 7 Lok Sabha seats, remember, in Delhi. But it carries a huge influence on the national discourse. 70 seats, of course, in the Vidhan Sabha. The Aam Aadmi Party's survival is directly linked, many would say, to the outcome of these Delhi election results. It's a huge prestige battle for the BJP as it has pitched the stakes very high in the run-up to the polls. The results of Delhi may have a bearing on the national political discourse. Delhi polls happen in intense media glare. It adds to the national interest, a test case to determine whether Delhi is voting for national or local issues. So lots at stake in this Delhi elections. Who's winning? We've been analyzing, tracking this mood of Delhi from December. The India Today Cicero poll has already conducted 2 trackers, one in December, one in January. Now it's time for the third and final election tracker. Quick mention of the methodology. Conducted between January 30th and February 2nd. So just over this past weekend. It was conducted across 70 assembly constituencies. Respondents from 210 polling stations surveyed. Total sample size of this survey is 3,972, but across the 3 trackers, it is more than 12,000 that we've looked at. The first big question, what is the public opinion on the projection of Kiran Bedi as the BJP's chief ministerial candidate? Remember, she was projected in the middle of January. Now, 32% felt that Kiran Bedi was brought in to counter Arvind Kejriwal. 25% say Bedi is a natural choice for the BJP. 16% felt Bedi was brought in because the BJP was not confident of the Modi wave. 14% said BJP did not have any other candidate. The big takeaway, of course, is that most people believe she's been brought in only really specifically to counter Mr. Kejriwal. That's the majority view. What is the public opinion on Aam Aadmi's Arvind Kejriwal? How was he seen? 37% feel that Kejriwal is a revolutionary leader. But 30% also say he's a bhagoda, someone who ran away from government. So opinion on Kejriwal remains divided. 22% said Kejriwal is a real political leader. 11% only see him as an anarchist. That figure might have been much higher only a year ago. I'm going to come to the big numbers as who is the preferred chief ministerial choice in a moment. But first, takeaways from what you've seen at the moment. And Chetan Bhagat, let me open with you since you're making your debut. How do you see this whole Kiran Bedi versus Arvind Kejriwal battle sitting there in Mumbai? Has it captured Mumbai's imagination as well?
I think it has. I think Mumbai is very excited about the Delhi election. I think maybe even more excited about it than its own assembly election, frankly, because of the huge signaling effect. I think it's only 70 seats out of more than 4,000 assembly seats. But there's a huge signaling effect of Delhi, and especially because it's BJP versus AAP, it will signal a lot of things. Has the Modi wave ended? Is Arvind Kejriwal still relevant? Is AAP still relevant? So I think this is a small election and a big election. It's a small and big election at the same time.
That's interesting. You know, there you have Chetan in Mumbai saying it's excited Mumbai. Do you believe there's something, Manisha, in this election that has grabbed us all? I mean, I see more excitement for the Delhi election certainly than in the Maharashtra elections or the Jammu and Kashmir election. Something about either Mr. Kejriwal or Narendra Modi or Delhi itself that has captured the imagination?
Increasingly, it's about cities, the boundaries we live in. Remember, the nation is also a boundary. The imagined boundary of the city is stirring the political consciousness of the voter in a very different way. So in this election, political geography matters. It matters far more than any normative or statistical analysis.
No, but it wouldn't matter. No, if you had an election, for example, in Mumbai, it would not excite. Why is Delhi so exciting?
Most cities today aspire for a statehood like Delhi. It's that which has changed the game. It is that which leads to the aspirational class, the underclass, being able to assert themselves for their numbers.
So you're saying
collective action becomes a reality in the city of Delhi the moment you give it statehood per se, even if you put them on that aspirational ladder for statehood, and that's what a Mumbai or a Bangalore could be asking for in the times to come.
Bala, you were nodding your head in disagreement.
Yeah, I mean,
what is it about Delhi that has excited people
simple.
This time?
It's the capital. All the opinion makers are here. You are here.
No, I'm a Mumbai wala. My heart is in Mumbai.
It's that simple.
Right.
I mean, if it wasn't, right, who writes the news?
So 70 seats, what is the size of a municipal size mayoral election is exciting the imagination? Or is it the characters? Kiran Bedi and Arvind Kejriwal, middle class heroes who have now decided to enter politics. No. Is that what people are looking at?
No, you're comparing Delhi elections with the excitement in Mumbai.
Yes.
I don't know if it is the same kind of excitement in Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata or somewhere else.
Are there cities?
I was in Bangalore 4 days ago. The first headline in Bangalore was also the Delhi elections on that day. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, is it about Kiran Bedi and Arvind Kejriwal, the kind of individuals they are? Middle class newspapers reflect middle class leaders who are excited at these two figures.
See, Mumbai also is the financial capital of India, and it is a share market plus the financial capital people who are closely watching this election for various reasons.
Let me put one of those reasons. Is it that this is the first challenge that seems to be there to Narendra Modi since he scored that thumping victory in May? He's been walking on water for the first time. People feel that the BJP is in a fight since May 2014.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's not exciting because it's Kejriwal versus Kiran Bedi. This Kejriwal versus Kiran Bedi was only in the minds of Mr. Amit Shah, Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Arun Jaitley. It's Kejriwal versus the rest. Look, the might of the Indian state is ranged against him. Over 100 MPs, 22 central ministers, nobody is working in government of India, everybody is there, out there. And they're all, they're
working overtime. They're working overtime. Seshadri Chari has a huge objection to that.
Okay.
But I'm asking you, is it about Narendra Modi facing a challenge from Kejriwal, Manini, that is exciting people? Or is it simply, as is being suggested by Surjit, that Delhi is the national capital?
There's not a single reason. I think that Delhi will always have a disproportionate amount of attention because, as Mr. Bhalla said, all of you guys are here, the media is here, and Delhi is the capital city of the country.
Never saw the same excitement in 2008.
No,
2003. Not like this. Not like this.
No. Of course, this is one reason, and the second reason is that after Mr. Modi's spectacular victory last year, this is the first time that this is a test that there is a challenger, because in Maharashtra,
but has Mr. Modi got to go through a poor fellow has to go through a test every few months? Are we saying a
poor fellow? I mean,
but
that is why I think BJP has raised the pitch. What Javed said, that putting all your cabinet... Today, Mr. Arun Jaitley, the finance minister of the country, is talking about some NGO allegation against Mr. Kejriwal. That should have been left to Satish Upadhyay. So BJP has invested, and Mr. Modi is addressing rally after rally. Amit Shah has got every state unit up. Some 300 people from Gujarat are camping in Delhi.
Can I just get Seshadri Chari to respond? You made an interesting point. Has the BJP raised the pitch, which is why we are getting so excited? BJP could have left this as any other election. Suddenly, the BJP seems to have made this a prestige battle. Has Arvind Kejriwal got under your skin?
No, it's not the question of prestige vis-a-vis Arvind Kejriwal per se, but all over the country, it was the Congress which was challenging the BJP. Here is one election for the first time where the Congress is not challenging. See, after May, Rajdeep...
In fact, Congress has let you down. You were hoping that Congress would do well.
I know.
And therefore...
I know. We wish the Congress does a little better, at least take some percentage.
I want to know
after
why have you raised the pitch? You are not answering my question. Why have you raised the pitch where every cabinet minister, instead of sitting in the government, is addressing press conferences?
Rajdeep, after May, the BJP has fought 547 constituencies. If you take Maharashtra, Haryana, J&K and Jharkhand together, We have fought almost, it is like fighting 547 elections in the last 7 months.
Yes.
Practically one election per day.
Yes.
So this is the kind of machinery that we have been working on. But now it is all being concentrated. It is all being concentrated in 70 seats. So obviously it looks as if the whole BJP is in one.
Sir, I have never seen.
That is not the case.
Surjit Balla, let's be clear. I haven't seen so many union ministers putting their weight into an election. Mr. Modi is addressing rallies. That I can understand. But the manner in which every union minister, people from different states are, what is it about this Delhi election? Has Kejriwal got under the skin of the BJP, or has the BJP decided we want to finish the Aam Aadmi Party, we want to finish the Congress this
Whatever
time?
their motives, I think when history is written, regardless of whether the BJP wins the election or AAP wins the election, if it is a close fight, the conclusion is, I think the BJP has miscalculated in a huge manner this election. By giving it so much importance, by putting everybody in there, getting Mr. Jaitley to come and work, it just doesn't make any sense. So I think that is the other element.
Just a minute.
In a political process, in a political party,
I think they miscalculated.
Okay, you believe they miscalculated, yes.
Simply the importance of the ordinary. If you take to the ordinary electorate on your plate of offerings, ordinary things, which the ordinary electorate believes and puts political trust in you, then you get the votes. If you kind of do the whole thing, you're going to very poor people, with this party that looks like a party that is overly weighted towards the affluent of the city, towards the well-to-do of the city. So in a sense, you're really excluding just by sheer appearance. And they seem like the guys who are coming from within there. Their offerings seem very, very ordinary.
Hold on.
And we are going to rally sides.
Somewhere in this hour,
This is what
2
we
hours,
hear.
I think as responsible analysts, we need to answer why, if we come to the sociological explanations, what happened 6 months ago?
I will come
what
to
happened
that.
to the sociological explanation?
1 minute.
What happened to the great divide? I think that's the interesting question.
Let me not run ahead of us. Let's not run ahead of ourselves. Let's come to the first big factor, because I want to bring in Dhananjay, who's going to have to answer all those difficult questions. The first big question, who is the most preferred chief ministerial candidate? Many have seen this as a quasi-presidential like race even in Delhi. Which leader does Delhi see as their chief ministerial preferred choice? This is what our snap poll we conducted just 3 days after Kiran Bedi's name was announced said. That time 12% chose Ajay Makhan of the Congress, 38% chose Kiran Bedi, and with a narrow margin of 3%, Kejriwal was on top with 41%. Now this was the January 2015 snap poll. What is our February election tracker saying? And this is the change that has taken place. Ajay Makhan is now preferred by 12%, more or less where he was. Kiran Bedi is down by 3% from the snap poll. She's the choice of 35%. 44% support Kejriwal. So Kejriwal is still 9% ahead of Kiran Bedi in a straight fight as per our Cicero India Today election tracker. Dhananjay Joshi, was that a straight question asked to them? Who do you want as your chief ministerial candidate, or did you give them a basket of names?
No, we took these 3 names. The question was, after this election, who should be the chief minister of Delhi? Arvind Kejriwal, Ajay Makhan or Kiran Bedi.
So it was a straight question.
Straight question.
And there was a 9-point edge. Now given that, I'm just wondering whether, let's come to the first big fact. Chetan Bhagat, do you believe that the BJP did the right thing by choosing Kiran Bedi? Do you believe that she is the kind who can inspire a party, or 2 weeks before an election, was that the first big miscalculation?
In theory, it was a good move. In theory, it was hailed as a smart move at that time, that they are kind of listening to the people of Delhi, which seems to be very fond of this new kind of politics. So in theory, it was a good move. She was the next best known face after Kejriwal. In practice, I think, I don't know, the way her first impressions were a little underwhelming, and I think it came across as, like a dhaba where chole bhature are selling, and to get the young people, they put pizza on the menu. But if your dhaba is doing well, then you just stick to the dhaba, then you put pizza on the menu, and it creates a certain confusion. And the second thing which I think people saw, not only in the oratory, but also how quickly Kiran Bedi was no longer Kiran Bedi. How quickly there was not much of Kiran Bedi left in Kiran Bedi, but all the unnecessary, I would say.
No, give me let's be. What do you mean by that? Do you believe that they suddenly saw her from the activist turning back into a kind of danda-wielding policewoman?
No, because not just that. I mean, she was brought in because she would be a BJP member, but she would also ask for change. She would also say that I'm going to not be defending BJP on everything. I'm going to say I've joined a party. I know it's full of flaws, but I'm the new face, and I'm going to try and change things. On the other hand, she was like, well, the funding is, if you think the funding is murky, we are following all the rules, change the rules, or hey, the most beautiful place is Modi. So, I mean, that's not what Kiran Bedi would have said if she was not a member of the BJP. So I think somewhere down the line, the face of Kiran Bedi was there, but the soul of Kiran Bedi was not to be found, or maybe took a while to come out. I think that did hurt them.
Okay, let's take that. Is it a mistake? How many people believe it is a mistake on the panel?
Complete. I think
it's a huge mistake.
Is that unanimously a choice? Okay, let me start with Surjit.
A mistake can only be established ex post. So, first of all, we don't know.
We don't know. Okay.
Now,
then we don't know anything.
If the poll, basically, and you know, there are many times when opinion polls go wrong.
No, but let's go by these numbers.
So,
is it a mistake or not?
If the opinion poll turns out to be correct, and given what we know from daily readings of how she has been received or not, I am with Chetan Bhagat. I also thought it was a brilliant move, but if it doesn't succeed, it was a huge miscalculation.
Was it a huge miscalculation? Was it a sign of desperation? Let's be clear, Seshadri Chari, you've been an old Karyakarta of the party. Just think of the Karyakartas. They've been working for the party. Along comes someone from the outside, 3 weeks to go to the polls, someone who's inexperienced in politics, and someone who seems to, treat the Karyakartas much like the policewoman rather than as one of them. Was it a mistake? Sign of desperation?
I'll remove my BJP hat and tell you.
Yes.
It's actually not a mistake. But the fact is, had this question, instead of Kiran Bedi, if you had to ask some other name, Rajdeep Sardesai, Seshadri Chari, Vijay Goyal, XYZ, I don't want to name others. Vijay is a good friend, so he will not kick me in the butt now.
Yes.
But otherwise, if we had to ask those questions, then probably the percentage would have been much lower.
So you're saying Kiran Bedi has lived.
Kiran Bedi was the best bet for us. In that
better
case,
than Harshvardhan, but what does that say about the rest of your leadership? What does it say about, isn't that a sign?
Absolutely. This is a huge indictment of your established leadership. People who
I can defend me as far as this indictment case is concerned. Let us be frank.
I think
in politics, when you win, everything that you do wins. When you lose,
okay, hold on.
As was the case in May. As was the case in May.
Just a minute. Now go back to one minute. I'll just make one point. Yeah, I'll come to her. Congress got 8 seats last time. But the percentage of votes the Congress has got 24.7. Aam Aadmi has got 29.7.
Sir, can I come to Kiran Bedi, sir?
So sir, can I come to the Kiran? What happened was their strategy went wrong and everything went wrong, and the blame came on Rahul Gandhi, etc., etc., etc. Therefore, it is too early to say that choosing Kiran Bedi. Even otherwise, I wouldn't say it was a wrong move. It's a strategically an excellent and very good move.
Just a minute. That is said by an old Karyakarta of the party. Is there a sense that what Mr. Chari says, look, at the end of the day, the BJP leadership was left with a situation where Kejriwal was saying, I am the strong leader, who is there against me? Jagdish Mukhi was not getting any traction. They were looking for a face who could take on Kejriwal.
No, but I think how the BJP miscalculated. They calculated by doing what hubris leads people to do. They were trying to be too clever by half.
Yes.
Now Mr. Amit Shah has been talking to people and BJP leaders saying that they had decided on Kiran Bedi not just 15 days ago, but a good 3-4 months ago, and that was their Brahmastra. For the first phase of elections, they thought that just on the basis of Mr. Modi's charisma and this whole Modi magic, they do not need a chief ministerial candidate. I think because Mr. Kejriwal was the only man in the field, even Ajay Maken had not been declared, then suddenly they realized that now, towards the end of the election, we will bring out Kiran Bedi. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
It alienated the party cadre.
I need to take a break because my producer says that he wants to give the big numbers also, so that we can put this in context. There's Kiran Bedi and there are the big numbers. Is Kiran Bedi actually influencing voters to vote for the BJP? Is Kejriwal actually holding his own? These are the questions that will eventually decide what are the big numbers. When we come back, we're going to look at some of those factors and the issues that are playing out on the ground. Back in a moment with plenty.